One of the big parts of the Coffeezilla video that I thought was really interesting, and it made you look really bad, and it definitely looked compelling that you were a fraud, is that you got asked a question about if you were so successful trading, why would you teach others? And you stumbled on your words, you didn't look good, and so I was wondering, just looking back on it, what's your perspective now?
So this video was originally meant for Spencer's channel, that's why he ended up visiting me in Miami, but after finding out that I was fully legit and what we were about, he decided it wouldn't do too well on his channel, and that's what you could see from this comment on his Instagram.
So yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the 420 puts if we get there on Netflix. Earnings this week and FOMC announcement, so implied volatility is pretty high. My entry is going to be about 420.20, guys. I'm in these. A little early, but I like the weakness. Oh, there it goes. Wow. Oh my God. Very nice. And that's how you do it.
That was fire, Nour.
Dollar drop right there. I'm about to do the math on my contracts right now.
I played it with 5 contracts.
Looking at the 440 calls just in case I decide to take this. I mean 440 puts, sorry, for NVIDIA. If we can get a quick move just like Netflix, I'm just looking to scalp. It's gonna be a scalp. I'm in these. 10% stop. Target's gonna be 443.50-ish area. Oh my God. There it goes. There it goes.
Oh my God, look at NQ.
There it goes. Oh,
yo, NQ just died.
Let's go.
Oh my.
Here we go, guys. Here we go. Here we go. Oh my God, I'm out.
That was disgusting.
All right, yo, there's more room. I don't want it right now. Like I said, I'm looking for the quick scalps. This one was a little longer.
Another dollar drop after that. No, it's not stopping.
What's up, everyone? Came out to beautiful, sunny Miami, Florida. This guy got exposed by Coffeezilla a couple years ago, and I'm just gonna show up and ask him some questions. I don't know much about him, but there's always two sides of the story, and I wanna hear his side. I think this will be interesting. You're gonna enjoy this one. Here we go, everyone. I think I have a few good questions to ask. We'll see how he answers them. We'll see if he's telling me the truth. What's up, man? Thanks so much for having me, dude.
Of course,
Spencer.
nice to meet you.
Yeah, let's go on inside. So where are we at right now?
A house in Miami where I flew out 5 random students to just, transform their lives, have fun, and just see how my daily life goes.
All right, man, I'm out here because Coffeezilla, a good friend of mine, made a video about you a couple years ago. And so I'm wondering, what was your first reaction to that video?
I mean, as soon as I saw it, it was just, the title just pulled me into it. I was a little confused of where he was going with that. So I ended up taking a quick watch of that. I looked at it and just said, it's just another one of those videos. And then I let it go. And then I looked at it maybe like 2 months later and had like over 1 million views.
What do you think the response was? Did you have students that were upset, or did you see like a loss of business at all from it?
Students weren't upset because they knew who I was as a trader. But as far as loss of business, it actually multiplied my business, it actually probably 10x my business because of that.
That's fascinating. Yeah, and so I think from the outside, being under the assumption that day traders don't make money, I've always thought most of them were frauds online. And so I was wondering, like, what type of proof did you have, or that you could show him that maybe you actually turned 20K into 2 million or whatever?
So he never took the time to actually look into any proof. He just wanted the views for his channel. But if you go to my channel, I live record my logins, and I'm actually one of the only traders that do that. I only know one other trader that does that. No screenshots, no screen recordings, literally from the phone to the screen showing me live logging in, from the login button, and then going into my documents and showing my P&L for the year.
One of the big parts of the Coffeezilla video that I thought was really interesting, and it made you look really bad, and it definitely looked compelling that you were a fraud, is that you got asked a question about if you were so successful trading, why would you teach others? And you stumbled on your words, you didn't look good, and so I was wondering, just looking back on it, what's your perspective now?
So there's 2 things with that. One of them is, with that interview, you watched the Coffeezilla version. You didn't watch the actual interview where I actually didn't stumble. The second thing is, between every interview and podcast, people who get interviewed know that they have to let you know the questions beforehand, or they have to ask you at the end of the video whether those questions are okay or not with you to be posted. And I've approved those questions, and I even came up with a couple of those questions with them.
We're out here with a lot of your students. They've traded for like 30 minutes too, and I talked to a couple of them. They made pretty good money in 30 minutes.
I don't even remember what I just said.
You just made 1,100. Are you going to keep trading for the day?
No.
So you only traded for about, we're probably 10 minutes into the trading for the day. But you're already done?
Yep. Just like that.
Why so short? It seems like you'd be trading all day. You only trade for a short amount of time?
So yeah, I only trade on average maybe 30 minutes to an hour, as long as my level is there, but sometimes it just takes a couple hours for my level to develop.
Because my audience is going to see this and go, we still don't believe in a day trader or a stock trader, and the fact that you're making a lot of money brings up red flags to a lot of people. So I was wondering what you could share with my audience about how you can assess if someone is real or fake.
So, I mean, if you can't assess through me, you assess through the people around me. So I flew out 5 random students just to transform their lives, whether financially, spiritually, mentally. And you could see from his account in the morning, full screen, you could see how much he made this morning. And it's just cool to see people around me make money rather than me, because I can tell you all day how much I make. I can live log in. People will still deny it, but then when you see someone that's 20 years old or someone that's 21 make money, that's a whole different story.
When you were on Fresh and Fit podcast, you mentioned something about being a trader on Wall Street.
Correct.
What firm? I know some people might ask, like, what firm or what company did you work for?
So this is at the age of 16. I was on Wall Street. The place that I worked at was PMF.
Got it.
It was in the Trump building.
Yeah, because his video was really compelling, and I didn't know much about you. That's why I'm out here. And so you apparently have been trading for many years, and you've been profitable for how many of those?
Out of what?
Since you started?
It's been 7 years. I've been profitable since the beginning.
I've heard on the Fresh and Fit podcast that you mentioned it was maybe 150 or 1,500 students. Is that an accurate number in your
For what?
Discord?
Oh, in the Discord, yeah.
Is 1,500 accurate or somewhere around there?
Around there, yeah.
Okay, so 1,500 at 200 a month,
Correct.
right? So we're talking 300,000 a month just from educating. Is that
Correct.
accurate?
Correct.
So from the outside, someone might see that and go, well, obviously he's making a lot of money because we can see that he's transparent about how much money he makes with the Discord. How do we know he's actually making money with trading? How do you show the proof, or how do you prove to people in Discord that you actually make money?
So there's this 3-step process to that. For one, like I said, if you have a skill, and it's something that I do on a daily basis no matter what, I have to wake up and trade. My idea and the way I started this company is like, if I'm doing this on a daily basis, Yahoo had a chat, why don't I make a chat and get to show people what I do on a daily basis and what I have to do, regardless if I have Discord members or not. The second thing is, during COVID, when people were going through things and lost their jobs, I gave months for free, right? And that's a proven fact. You can go back and ask anybody how many months I gave for free. I'm not even gonna say the number, you guys can just ask. I missed out on over $1.4 million just because I was giving back. I don't need that type of money, right?
It'd be pretty easy to do the reductive math, by the way. You're like, I'm not going to say how many months,
yeah,
but 1.4 or 300 a month.
No, I wasn't making 300 all the time at the beginning. But yeah, so that too. And then, the third thing is, I'm full transparency. I actually started the live logins thing online where I said, enough with the screenshots, enough with the BS. I'm tired of that shit because everybody wants to compare everybody else to me. And I'm nowhere near anybody, right? I'm in my own lane. I've been doing this for 7+ years now, and I'm the only, or one of the only people, I want to say, I only know one other person that can do a live login and show you how much I've made on my statements from a phone perspective. You can't edit that.
If someone were to make, let's say, double the amount from a Discord or teaching others than what they actually do trading themselves, essentially making more from teaching others than they make with the actual investment, do you see anything wrong with that?
I do not, because you could see players in the league, for example, they sign a contract for the team. They end up having multiple sources, signing with Adidas now, signing with Nike, doing ads, doing shows. It's just multiple sources of income.
These are 5-year students, but you've had up to maybe 2,000, 1,500 to 2,000 in the Discord. It sounds
Correct.
like you got a lot. How many of them do you think, do you think these guys are outliers, or do you think a lot of people are making money in the Discord?
Well, there's a reason why people stick around and why I'm still known to this day. If I wasn't legit or people weren't enjoying me, I would have, and my company would have ended years ago, just like a lot of people who come through and then fallen off that you don't see anymore.
Right. I actually was talking with this. I was talking with a buddy about this on how, like, you can actually scam for like 6 months to a year, maybe max, like on social media. If you're a real fraud, you can probably make $1 or $2 million, but at some point that I found, at some point you're going to get found out. You're going to have a lot of students that are upset. Students are going to send me, by the way, no student has come to me with like, hey, this guy's a fraud, I've lost money with him. That's why I'm out here with you, because if someone was a fraud, I'd probably have been like, hey man, what's the deal here? But no one has. But if you were scamming, I think at some point a lot of people would have come to me and be like, hey man, you got to make a video on this guy.
Yeah, I love that question, because when people talk online about other traders, I just tell them, just wait a year. And I tell them, let's see where they are in a year. Because I've been here, like I said, for 7+ years. I've seen hundreds of people come and then go. So all you have to do is wait a year or two and they're gone.
Do you think a year is a pretty good timeline for if someone's a fraud that you'll know within a year?
I would say a year or two. Like Zach Morris took about 2 years.
In the Coffeezilla video, there was a clip that he used from Loft where you didn't really look good, and he seemed to stumble you a little bit. He asked, if you're so good at trading, why do you sell a course or sell a Discord? And at the moment, you kind of stumbled over your words. It didn't make you look good. I also saw that as it's possible that maybe you just didn't have a good answer at the moment. So I was wondering if I don't know. What do you think was a good answer to that?
So the big problem with that is you only watched the Loft interview where he edited it and made it look like I didn't have the answer. But I did have the answer if you watched the real interview. The second thing is before you do an interview, you have to get approval from me to put that video online and put those questions online. Some people send you the questions before, or they ask you at the end, are you cool with all these questions being posted? I have to approve that. And people don't understand that because they've never been in a podcast or an interview.
Right.
So I've approved all those, and all those questions, I even helped him come up with questions. That was the point of the video, and that's why it's a viral video.
Day trading can be seen as like a get-rich-quick scheme, right? I make $1,000 a day, $5,000 a day. That, to me, sends off a lot of red flags. Like, whenever I hear that, I am really skeptical. So give me a reasonable expectation of someone that, what can you actually make with day trading?
So that question I get asked all the time. And when people ask my story, I don't even like saying it because it's not a realistic standpoint, right? I got lucky at the beginning, and I'd say that in every interview, right? Some people, like for example, I've seen kids come into my chat and make $60K their first month, for example, but then they'll blow it all because the money came quick. And then some people will take 3 months to educate themselves and start making money on the 5th or 6th month. And I've seen other people, let's just not even talk about my chat, I'm just talking about in general, it's taking them years of education until finally seeing some progress or, you know, any type of investment money come back into their education. You get what I mean? So people spent years to make that money back.
What has been your best month financially from trading? What has been your worst month?
Best month, I would say 700,000. My worst month, probably around 400,000.
So you've profited every month?
Nothing.
Your worst month, like if you ever lost money in a month?
Yeah, I told you 400,000.
Oh, you lost 400,000?
Yes.
Oh, I misinterpreted that. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you've lost 400,000 in a month?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
I also have long-term stocks that I ended up having to sell for a loss. That's still part of it. That's my long-term portfolio, but that's still part of my investment, and that's part of that.
What has been your worst day?
Probably $250,000, $300,000.
Have you ever had any students or people who paid to join your Discord, have they ever come to you and accused you of scamming in any way?
Not scamming, but I can tell you people have joined my chat and not made money, right? That's very normal, and I feel like that's with anything. Like, for example, someone can say, hey, can I spend the day with you so I can learn how to interview people, and end up sitting with someone and completely failing that, right? And they can do that for months and months and months, and that's just not who they are, right? That's just with any professionalism. They can't come in and do what you do, right? Whether they can't stick to the script or they want to go out and do their own thing. With trading, they can do all they want in my Discord, but at the end of the day, they can't follow me exactly day by day, because they can end up doing their own thing.
A big part of Coffeezilla video was talking about the sales page that you had of my story of turning a little money into a lot of money.
Yes.
Is that no longer active?
I never had that funnel page. I did have a funnel page, but that wasn't it. So Coffeezilla was getting that information from other places.
So that wasn't a funnel into the Discord at the time?
That wasn't my actual website. My website is StockHours.com. He was on a whole separate because people were making fake Instagram accounts about me back then.
That wasn't your sales page?
No.
Oh, that's news to me.
Yeah.
Because I think that was the center point of the video.
Yeah.
So that was not your page?
No.
Oh.
That page is, I actually tried to go on that page and it wasn't there. So I'm not sure if he made that either he got that information from someone or he edited that and put that in the video. I'm not sure what went there, but I tried to go on the website myself and I couldn't find it.
Oh, that threw me off.
Yeah.
I thought it was your sales page.
No.
I thought you had a whole funnel. Some people see a guru selling some type of course or system or Discord or whatever. Do you feel like it creates more competition that could possibly hurt you as a trader by helping out, multiple thousands of people every month?
So what people don't understand about trading, it's not like e-com where when a lot of people come into the industry and they start selling the same product, it hurts everybody's profits, right? When it comes to trading, people are like, why would you even tell anybody what you're buying, what you're selling? It doesn't affect me. Options don't move a stock price and people don't understand that. So when you see the pump and dump comments, it makes no sense because I only signal options. So it doesn't matter how many people come into the same option as you, and it doesn't matter how many people have come into the stock market. It actually makes the stock market a lot more better because there's more volatility.
There was a guy I made a video on, Zach Morris. It seemed like a big group of guys who got really big on social media. They were selling, it seems like they were selling to their Discord or to their community. The community would pump a stock, they would essentially pump and dump. And so I know from the outside they might look at someone who has a Discord community saying, hey, I want to buy this.
Yeah.
So how would you differentiate yourself from, say, someone who's doing a pump and dump?
I mean, I stay away from any stocks. All the stocks that I play with are big boy companies. For example, Tesla, Nvidia, Amazon, AMD. I don't touch any penny stocks. Maybe I've ever touched a penny stock maybe twice or 3 times in my life. So I'm very different from that. And like I said, options cannot move a stock. Well, what he was doing was he was allowing everybody to come into the stock. He was already in it, and when it pumped, he just got out. That's why people were disappointed in him.
And for those not understanding or may not understand how this works, what you're referring to is they were pumping penny stocks because
Correct.
you could actually move a market.
There's a lack of volume.
Got it, okay. It's very easy to sit in your studio and make videos about others when you don't know their full story. And so I've done that for a couple years now. And I'm just trying a new style of actually going to talk to people in person, hearing their story. What you don't see with these videos, I know I get a lot of criticism for these, is that you don't see that I hang with them all day. I ask for all the proof. I'm not gonna sit here and show you his phone. I'm showing all the statements he shows with me. And so when I make these videos, I go and hang with him. I wanna hear the full story, which I really enjoy. I couldn't be more appreciative for his time and letting me into his house and seeing, talking to all his students, all the success they've had. So, I mean, he checks all the boxes with me. I came in really not knowing much about the guy. Personally, I actually came in not wanting to know much because I didn't want to come in with any limiting beliefs on who he might be, so I wanted to ask a bunch of questions. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed making this video. Thanks so much for watching.